Didn't know that this border stays on, or this thing stays on the screen if you don't move far enough. When Lord Dran level up and kindle up bonfires. Anyway, welcome back. This is Dark Souls 2. One of my favorite games of all time. Rest at this bonfire. We have a couple options here. Leaves the bonfire. Can also be done with B. Level. I'll get into a second. Kindle and reverse hollowing I will get into much later. Level up. What does level up do? Well, yeah, it levels you up. What it does is you spend souls, so I have 2672. You spend souls, that is this souls thing here underneath the level on the far left. I'll go down from top left to bottom left. Level is your level, which dictates the price of the levels. Souls is how much money you have. Require souls is how many you need. So to get the level, or another level after 1, I need 741, then 758, then, it goes on and on. Required souls is how many you need for the level. Stats. Vitality. Anything I change will be manipulated in the middle. Blue means it's getting an impact. Or a positive impact. Vitality is HP. It levels up your health. And also, everything levels up those stats at the bottom. Those are kind of useless to worry about. But you can put points into HP. Attunement is your spell capacity. So on the right, I have 0 attunement slots. That is how many units of spell weight I can equip. Some spells require weight to them. Or not really, some of them they take up a certain amount of slots. Endurance is your, if you see in the middle, it is your stamina, it is your equip load, and it is your bleed resist. So it's your dodging bar, it's equip load, which I will detail in a bit, and it's how much resistance to bleed you get. Strength solely changes a weapon's damage, same with dexterity. However, why does strength impact my left weapon 1, but dexterity doesn't? Remember a word called scaling. I'll detail that in a second. Resistance is useless. All it does is level up those stats at the bottom. Of course, you think, oh, that's useful. Every level you put in will level it up. It's just that does it more. It's useless to have. Intelligence and faith are both for spells. Before I level up, I want to do something real quick. Pick this up. Pick up some more humanity. Talk to a few people. Talk to this guy.
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Firelink. Have you business with us? If not, I prefer to keep a distance, if possible. Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance, but I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this, as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you. Oh my, you again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you? Very well. Then first, a covenant with the gods. Now let me share my miracles. Only their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
We'll get access to the other one later, but right now, the only type of spell you can get is miracles, unless you start with them. Miracles are weird. They require faith. That is what miracles require. They require faith to cast. So at the bottom left, if you see, it requires 0 stick and 12 explosive. Ooh, that is, the stick is intelligence. The explosive is faith. So in order to cast heal, I would need 12 faith. You can also, he sells tools. Enter Covenant. If you quit, talk, as he'll give you some lore.
My lady and her young knights. She is young, but burdened by an undead mission. We are her defenses, to keep her from harm. An undead mission? Regrettably, I cannot share that with you. But you are my pupil. Perhaps if you show your faith. Very well. I can surely tell you, of all people, undead clerics are given a mission to seek kindling. Kindling is the art of feeding bonfires with humanity. Through kindling, we shall one day be granted magnificent powers. Come again.
Okay.
The effective...
Sounds a little, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You want to wander around here just a little bit, just to get a couple items. Of course, if you know where everything is, you can just beeline to it, but I'm going to play like I don't know where everything is. Just for the sake of people who don't know. I want this to be approachable by new players. Bunch of chests here. Correct red-eye orbs. Morningstar and a talisman. Homeward bones. I always suggest having homeward bones on your hotbar. They are super nice to have. Morningstar. I'll equip. I'm going to be medium rolling, yeah, but I'll deal with that in a second. Lloyd's talismans. As well as getting dropped down in the graveyard next to a bunch of skeletons. You can dodge roll with medium and even fat roll, which is a level beyond medium. It's just not recommended. Oh, they're up. They have the high ground, Anakin! Also, you can't really fight these skeletons. They hurt. They have the... Jesus Christ, he's behind me. Oh, why? How is there 4 of you? I thought I only activated 4 or 3. Sitting at a bonfire does also tell the monsters to go away. But it does not respawn items. Items are one and done. It respawns enemies and it resets them. So those skeletons are not very mad at me anymore. You can go and explore over there. There's a couple, I'll tell you right now, there's a large sword and a pretty decent spear over there that people love the large sword. Like it's a meme weapon. I'm not going after it right this second. I don't need it. Or I don't want it, rather. I love this game. I have beaten it 80 some odd times. Every single weapon in the game is usable. You can beat the game with anything. The only tool you need in this game in order to actually play it well is skill. And you get skill by playing the game the way it wants to be played. It requires patience. But I'll deal with that later.
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival. Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first. But there's no salvation here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are actually 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the Undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happens. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead? Ah, your face. You're practically hollow. But who knows? Going hollow could solve quite a bit. What? Restoring your humanity? Well, there are a few ways to go about it. Collect it bit by bit from corpses. Or you can butter up a cleric and get yourself summoned. And the quickest way, although I'd never do it, is to kill a healthy undead and pillage its humanity. Coveting thy neighbor is only human, after all.
So it's very interesting. I've seen players get mad about what he says there, about how it's misleading and lying. You can't go to a cleric and get humanity. He's detailing multiplayer and PvP. The only PvP I have access to right now is the cracked Red Eye Orb, which, if another player is human, I will detail in a little bit. You can force your way into their world, kill them, and you get a humanity item. Fail to kill them, and you get nothing. Rest up on fire. Okay, I got 3 levels. Honestly, I kind of just want to put the points in the faith and then put 2 more into attunement later, just to get heal. Because I think I'm going to do... Oh, how do I get Sacred Oath in this game? I don't remember. Never mind, apparently I forgot that was in this game, or that wasn't in this game. Do I actually want... Yeah. At least it would let me get heal after I get 2 more levels. So, as I said, if you die, we've already established that when you die, you drop your souls. At this point, I'm just going to showcase the losing of the souls. That's not at 0, so you have more to believe me. This is going to impact the death counter, too. So, you know, I die. My souls are in this pile. It goes back 5 seconds after or before you've died, just for safety. So I pick it up and, you know, I'm going to get 49 out of the pile. That's how it works. For clarity, retrieval, 49. Die again. And yes, don't worry, this is all counting. This is all counted towards the deaths. People like the death counters. There'll be plenty of deaths to enemies later, don't you worry. I love this game and I'm decent at it. Not, you know, I'm not invincible. So right, my souls are there. If I come over here and I stand around for a minute, you know, I stand here for a little bit, you know, I faff about, I do stuff. And then I die again. Thus, bumping up. Oh, whoops. Oh, what, really? Oh, that's kind of dumb. I have to turn... No. Oh, no, it's properties. It's right there. There you go. Those all count. I will count them. Only fair. So they're not there. Instead, they're over here. And I do get my souls back, which is 0. So, do be careful with that, with dying. Group of enemies. So that did 165. Also, the animation in which that you parry them still does a parry. So it's 165, that one did 168. Why is that? One, Morningstar just has higher damage than the mace. Or Morningstar has higher damage than the sword. Or does it? Morningstar, 83 plus 9, total of 92. Sword, 80 plus 12. Why is that? Why does this get more... You know, they have the same damage, except the mace only gets plus 9. Why does that sword get plus 12? Well, the answer to that... Oh, I don't have the ability, and I don't really want to farm. I'll use the souls. But why is that? Why do I... You know... Why does one get plus 12? Yep, one gets plus 9. Well, the answer to that is a thing called scaling. Scaling is very important in this game. I just did that to show the middle bar. Bottom left on a weapon, Param bonus. Weapons get different, they get stat boosts, which is what that plus 9 and plus 12 is, based on the stats you have. So Param bonus from left to right is Strength, Dex, Intelligence, Faith. The required is how much you need to wield the item. So Morningstar has a higher strength scaling than the sword, but the sword has scaling with dexterity. A Param bonus means that it gets a mid-class boost from any point you put into strength and dexterity. A lot of weapons do that. They will give you stat boosts based on your stats. That is called scaling. So anytime you hear a Dark Souls player talk about you gotta worry about scaling, you don't actually have to worry too much about it. It just boosts your damage to a degree. Now I should also point out, why is it that my sword doesn't fully block damage when the shield does? In the middle, damage reduction. If you are blocking, it uses those decreases of percentage. So blocking with a longsword reduces my damage by 50%. Okay, you die. You can die too out of principle. So, you know, with a normal sword, if I come over here and I upset this guy and I take some damage, that's half my health right there. Two-hand the sword, and I take half of that damage. That is why the shield fully blocks damage. But it's also why the shield blocks take more stamina. This shield has 100% damage reduction, which means it fully reduces every bit of damage incoming if you block, However, trade-off to that is it takes more stamina damage. That's just the benefit of shields. Shields just do that. If you're afraid of heights, I apologize. You have to come over here eventually for something, but I'm gonna pick up the Ring of Sacrifice. Rings. You can have 2 ring slots. You can equip things in them. Rings do things. Ring of Sacrifice. Its wearer will lose nothing upon death, but the ring itself breaks. This mystical ring was created by the sacrificial rite of Velka, the goddess of sin. You can use these the second you get them. They're beneficial for levels, but I do recommend keeping them just in case. Just in case you're a few levels short. They give you set amounts of souls, so they're nice to just keep. Also want to point out, if you are two-handing a weapon, you cannot parry. So if I push LT, she just blocks, even with RB. It just blocks. Meanwhile, the shield, I push RB and then LB, LT, and it does different animations. Guy behind me's kind of, yeah. First death. Wish that was a more proud death, but... Wish that death was a bit more proud, but... Oh man, I can't even buy heal. I need 4,000 souls. I also don't recommend it, but a lot of people like to run after they die. I don't. Just take your time. Also, yeah, heavy attacks do a lot more damage. So RB with this does 56, while RB with RT with that does 69. Can't believe I died to a dredgeling. Oh well. Death's a part of Dark Souls. I do want to go down here, though. Where's the pink one from behind me? Oh yeah. I like this part. You can hit the guy's hands to knock them down. Also, the critical attacks don't work with RT. Rubbish. How many physical soul items do I have? Oh, those guys I knocked down finally died. I've got 1,400 soul items. That's not enough to get heal. Soul of the Lost Undead. Oh. That's a dragon. That dragon is upset. Okay. Not the back. Oh, and enemies can drop items. So that guy dropped his armor, which has higher slash resistance but lower everything else. Oh, it's actually not much lower. It's lower resistance to magic. But actually not that much lower in the other regards. And I think with that too, the difference I make, I think I could put the helmet on. No helmet for me. No helmet for me. Go down here and get a shield, which is comparable to the metal shield, because the wooden shield has higher magic and lightning resistance. That is the blue numbers. Red numbers are decreases in a stat. So it does lower physical, fire, and stability, which means if I have it equipped, I will take damage if I block attacks. Not much damage, I'll only take 7% of the damage, but I will still take some damage. How many? That's 1,200. Okay, I think if I go and clear down here, I can go and purchase the spell. That was a sloppy twin hollows fight. Murder! Murder everybody!
Well now.
Oh, I gotta buy
isn't
this
that
stuff
all
too.
that's about you, hmm? Then you are a welcome customer. I trade for souls. Everything's for sale.
I'll actually come back to him. He's got one item I want. But he sells armor. He sells arrows, he sells weapons. Various different types of weapons if you want to try different weapon types. He gets mad at you if you walk away. He goes, huh, everyone's so stingy. Come here! I'll give you a dinner date with God! Throwing knives. You want to explore as much as you can, that's why I'm doing this. A lot of the stuff you get in this game is kind of garbage, but a lot of it is useful. Like, it's useful garbage. Primarily just because it gives you the choices, right? I've got the strength. I can equip a crossbow, right? So I can, you know, I'm medium rolling, but now I have a ranged option, which lets me do something actually very important that I'm about to do in half a second. Well, not important, something interesting. Bonfire. Bonfires are almost always guarded by enemies and have enemies outside of them. But you can usually... Oh, do I want to actually? Oh, because I'm going to have to, right? They're usually guarded by enemies. And usually near groups of enemies. So all the crossbow does is, if I target him from a distance and then push RT swaps arrow types, which I don't have any more of, RB fires. Short sword and his helmet. Also, you want to... I have bolts on my left butt cheek. If you ever equip bolts, you want to put them on the other slot because it doesn't take up too much room. I'm going back to buy that healing spell. Okay. I could go down and fight those dredgelings, because that's what they're called. But I dost needeth to. I'll detail what I just did there in a second. Also, I should point out... Damn, don't you feel bad, buddy? I should point out when you parry an enemy, so if I walk over here and parry him, two-handing your weapon doesn't do any more damage. It doesn't do any more damage. So how many souls do I have? I don't think I have enough for another level. This is kind of a dumb idea. I could have just started a cleric who starts with the heal spell.
Oh, I would... Come again?
I do always recommend getting... Oh, also, the game doesn't tell... Or the game tells you, I think right here, yeah. Gesture. You can do gestures. Also, I find it weird, by the way, that I can hold B and then... Oh, wait, no, my controller doesn't do it. But you can emote. And then you can get emotes from other characters. And do them. So how much level is it for... How much souls is it for another level? Because I think I'm sitting on 600. Almost. I may as well just go towards the other area, because I can't equip that spell just yet. I need one more level's worth. Then I'll get over at the other area. Also, you're immune to damage while parrying. But not after you're done parrying. What did I say it was? It was 800 I needed? Eh. I'll just make my way towards the end. I don't want to use all those souls. Yeah, I'll get a level on the way to the next bonfire. Oh, he clipped through the ground. That's a classic Dark Souls thing. I gotta find the way that VTubers make their soul number move. I tried to have just a separate capture card source and have it just super zoomed in, but I don't know how to do it. Oh, also, I haven't used one. However, I have a 1 up in the top left. Enemies are very weird with how they drop humanity. And when I say very weird with how they drop your humanity, I mean it. Enemies, certain enemies, every area has a boss. So I'm making my way towards the boss coming up soon. But every area has a boss. Well, almost every area, rather. I think there's like 2 that don't. But bosses have an area that they kind of maintain over. If the boss of the area is still alive... If the boss of the area is still alive and you kill certain enemies, the area has the enemies for it. Certain enemies will drop you points, they're called. The game uses them as a point system. Different enemies, different areas will drop different points. It's very confusing. I don't have the tally. You're going to have to find it yourself if you're truly curious. However, once you get enough points that increase each level, you get more... You get a humanity. Up to a maximum of 10 per area. So that's why it is worth killing everything you can. What is the point of humanity? What does it do? Why do I care about the number in the top left? It lowers your defense slightly, which is kind of silly. I'd never do that, but it's a tiny amount, so who cares? Certain weapons do more damage with it, or with more of it, but its main purpose is kindling. Cannot kindle while hollowed. So right now, the main bonfire of the game, Firelink Shrine, the first area over there, was giving me 10 flasks per sit-down. This one's giving me 8. If I drink one more, it's going to give me 7. It doesn't give you any more flasks. Yet if I drink all of them, it's going to restore my amount to 5. That is where hollowing comes into play. And kindling. You have to reverse your hollow, which turns you human, which does a number of things. And then you have to kindle. Human basically just lets you engage in the multiplayer. So now this bonfire gives me 10 flasks. So if I drink down to nothing again, this bonfire will give me 10. So, if you're having a hard time with a boss, I would recommend kindling the fire. The item you need to do it can be farmed. The item you need to do it is purchasable. The item, you know, it's not too big of a deal. Actually, I'll sit down again and level up my strength by 1 point. So if I level up my strength, my sword that was doing plus 12 is now doing plus 14. A lot of your damage will come from scaling. It is really useful to get into the flow of it. Now, of course, you don't need to worry too much about scaling. It's not too big of a deal. It's not make or break. It's just, if you like a weapon, I highly recommend you go into its scaling path. I should also point out, there's an enemy on the other side of this wall. If you do a jumping attack, which is forward and RT, into the wall that he's standing in front of, you can clip your weapon through it and just hit him. Black fire bombs. Do always check them though to make sure that they sell or they drop something. You never know. So yeah, see, I just got another humanity. Because that enemy dropped me enough points. I think I need 110 points now, and I don't know how many points that guy drops. Don't know how many they drop. You don't need to worry too much about the points for the calculation. Just basically just know the enemy that drops them. Gonna equip throwing knives. Just to piss him off. Okay. Do I want to? I'm gonna have to run quite a distance. Yeah, I'll shut him off. I'm gonna fight him, though. There's a guy down here. He is a Silver Knight. It's really cool, actually, if you clip the camera and get in front of him. He's looking back at you. Yeah, that's a Black Knight. I think they have like 2,400 health right now. He's got a lot of life, and he's going to kill me if I even remotely look at him. Unless I want to, like, cheese him out with backstabs, but... Oh, it's not... Oh, yeah, I don't have the master key. I forgot about that. I gotta go get the residence key. Oh, actually, I can show this off. I'm so far away. It's gonna be so hard to get back to town, or back to the last bonfire. That's what Homeward Bones do. They're very useful, and I highly recommend keeping a couple on you. However, it does respawn the enemies. Okay, what do I want to worry about? I'll put a point into endurance. And I guess put a point into HP. No! A lot of people skip certain areas in this game. Can I do this? No. But if I take those off, can I equip this? Not yet, no. What if I take those off? No, because the no, yeah, I might. And then equip this. Yeah, there we go. I wish I knew the calculations from the base of my head. Like, I know what the calculations are. I wish I knew, like... Oh, shit. I wasn't aware I was within your damage zone there, buddy. I thought you only ever threw fireballs. Well, plus side to that, I get to show off the fact that, you lose humanity when you die. Nope. My number up in the top left is still 0 again, down from the 1 it just was. Funny, with my increased defense, didn't seem to do shit for me. Well, I guess that worked. Anyway, what I wanted to show off, I kind of wanted my health to get a little bit lower, but heal is just an Estus flask, but it takes a second. And has a set amount of casts. Son of a bitch. Kicking my ass just about. If you can help it, if you have the heal spells, I recommend using them before Estus. Estus is nice for boss fights and stuff. Oh, another humanity. I think that was my 4th one for this area. Or my 3rd one. Anyway, go back to that vendor. Shields, the best way to deal with them is forward RB and fighting game control timing, and you just kick their shield away from them.
Oh, still keeping your marbles all together? Then go ahead, don't be a nitwit. Never hurts to splurge when
Purchase. I don't really need it. I'm going to buy the bottomless box. I don't need any of the other stuff he sells, other than, like, collectability, but
Thank you,
I don't
kindly.
care. Thank you kindly.
Gone mad, have you? I'll teach you, you lousy rat. Yulia! Yulia! Why me? Little Yulia?
Resonance Key, Dried Finger, Humanity, Orange Guide, and Soapstone. He doesn't drop the bottomless box. And he drops the Uchi Katana, which people like. It is a katana. So it requires dexterity, which I don't have. Then oh, I don't have 14, I have 13, yeah. But it has a much higher dexterity scaling. It has B. Racked round shield. Decently low stats for what it's worth. Oh, that guy dropped something. Anyway, you need this key, or you need the resonance key to get in here. And get a chest for an item called the Golden Pine Resin. Gold Pine Resin is a nice item to have. Oh, on fists. I was wondering why trying to two-hand the weapon wasn't doing anything. Gonna take the knives off. Can I open this door yet? Nope. I don't remember when a lot of the doors get openable. Gold pine resin. Anyway, this tower has a couple barrels. Hiding in one of the barrels, I think that's the rightmost one, is a creature called a Titanite beast. Or no, I think it's actually called a crystal lizard. Excuse me? It wasn't letting me hit it. They're basically Diablo 2 or Diablo 3's treasure goblins. They will run away and try to teleport if you get too far from them. But anyway, fog. Fog. And I can't traverse this fog. This is the Taurus Demon. I'll fight them normally, and then I will fight them the way you're kind of meant to. But I'm not doing much damage to them. I mean, I'm doing damage. Anyway, fought him normally a little bit. But a trick you can do for this fight is climb up this ladder. He will jump to the bottom of it, try to attack you, and you can plunging attack him. To some extent. Okay. This is why you don't use all your S's outside of combat. Now I'll fight him seriously. Lightning adds a lot of damage to your attacks, which is kind of nice. Oh, come on. Please kill him. Nope, he got me. Nope, he got me instead. Oh well. And that's the first time in a long time I've died to, or since I've died to Taurus. Been a long time. I have to kill this guy because he will follow you. Oh, and you're pissed off too. Funny thing is I was just smack talking the Uchigatana. Not really, I was just saying that I'm not going to use it or whatnot, whatever I said. Yeah, the Uchi actually makes this boss easier. Any weapon that does bleed damage, which the Uchi is one of, if not the first option you get. I think the Morning Star does. Yeah, 300 in the auxiliary effects. A lot of people whine and cry about the Souls games, about how the earlier games had such bad runbacks. And I'm over here like, are you kidding me? You know how short these runbacks are? I'm sorry, if your main defense of Elden Ring is the fact that the game has less opportunities where it forces you to play it, you've got an issue with the game. I'm sorry. Your game should be better than that. Oh man, I love this game. It's got so many cool features that make the game more fun to play. Like not making you play it. It's like, okay. You're right, I do too love going to a coffee shop and having the barista pour my drink down the drain. Okay. Been so long since I've died the Taurus Demon. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I think he's active already. He's probably gonna get to me. Whew. Missed by half of a second, just about. I think that did less damage. Oh, don't kill me again, please. That wasn't a pretty fight. Oh yeah, bosses do usually give Homer bones. 3,000. Alright, 577. Solve the large soul of the lost undead. And do I want to do this right this second? Yeah, sure. I don't mind these parts being an hour. It's fine.
Ah, hello. You don't look hollow, far from it. I am Solaire of Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight. Now that I am undead, I have come to this great land, the birthplace of Lord Gwyn, to seek my very own son. Do you find that strange? Well, you should. No need to hide your reaction. I get that look all the time. Oh, aha. So I didn't scare you. I have a proposition, if you have a moment. The way I see it, our fates appear to be intertwined. In a land brimming with hollows, could that really be mere chance? So what do you say? Why not help one another on this lonely journey? This pleases me greatly. Well then, take this. We are amidst strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old phasing in and out. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But use this to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation. Of course, we are not the only ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind. Oh, hello there. I will stay behind to gaze at the sun. The sun is a wondrous body, like a magnificent father. If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
No. This is Solaire, and people love him. He's a good boy. But anyway, he also gave an item called a White Sign Soapstone. Can't use it right here. I don't know if I can actually use it, because I'm not online. But I think it should still let me put my sigil down, just to show off how it works. Nope. Guess it won't let me, because I don't have internet. You can put a sign down which lets other human beings playing the game see it, interact with it, and summon you into their world. Your goal in that world is to help them kill the boss. If they die, you get kicked out and sent back to your world. If you die, you get kicked out and sent back to your world. But yeah, Mr. Dragon is back. Mr. Dragon, Dragon, Golden Dragon. I'm going down below. Because there's a ladder, do not jump off. If people see that bonfire and they jump off, kick the ladder to make a shortcut. How many levels do I have? 6. Up my dexterity a little bit. Could do my intelligence. Could try to go for another spell slot. I think I am happy with that. Can I wear these again? Nope. But given the difference, I can't wear these. No. So yeah, with C in both strength and dexterity having 14 in both is just barely more than having a B in dex for just dexterity at 14 dex. It is wild how strong scaling is. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.